right, let's get into it. Hey there, and welcome to Trivia Ronin. I'm your host, Douglas Arlen. Whether you're joining us live on Zoom or Twitch or after the fact on YouTube, welcome. We're happy to have you. Quick breakdown of the rules. 1, we're on a code here. You keep your own score. Feel free to cheat. You get nothing. 2, after each question, you'll get 45 seconds to answer. Absolutely do not show your answer until the time is up. There's always 1. And 3, if you're watching on Twitch, due to the delay, drop your answer in the chat at about 10 seconds left. That lines up with us live. Tonight, there are 30 questions, 1 point each, and a story question at the end worth 40 points for a total, or worth 10 points for a total of 40 points. Maybe some bonus opportunities sprinkled in. Let's play Trivia Ronin. Question 1, true or false? Jeff Bridges has a small cameo in The Hateful Eight. 45 seconds. True or false? Jeff Bridges has a small cameo in The Hateful Eight. Yeah, Seth, I'm not so sure about the numbers too, but it still helps helps the algorithm if we can get more viewers. Jeff Bridges has a small cameo in The Hateful Eight. That may or may not be a true statement. Oh. Yeah, no, I wrote a whole script about LA Christmas. We'll talk about it. Let's see your answers. We've got true, Lynn. What'd you write? I can't see. You got to bring it closer. True. The answer is, of course, false. There's no Jeff Bridges in The Hateful Eight. You saw the movie. Why in the world would you think Jeff Bridges is in it? That is why I asked the question. Yeah, right. Yeah, but also he feels like he could have been in it. Yeah, right. I feel like Hateful Eight is one of those movies where you don't necessarily remember a lot of it. You think you do, but maybe you wouldn't, which is why I asked. Question 2. On what continent is the largest desert in the world? Not one of you wrote false on that. That would have been such a way for people who never are in the lead to be in the lead during Trivia Ronin. 45 seconds. Hey, T-Girl, welcome. So for the people who are arriving late, we show our answers with about 10 seconds left. No problem. You're fine. We're looking for the country, or continent, rather, with the largest desert in the world. At about 10 seconds left on your timer, it times up with us live, so drop that in the chat. We're all just having a good time. There's no real score. Everybody's a winner. Three, 2, 1. What do we got? Africa, 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 Africa. And again, you guys got it. Antarctica. Antarctica is entirely a desert. There has not been, it's been millions of years since they've had rainfall or snowfall. Millions of years. No participation. No precipitation. Question 3. Who wants to read it for me? Half a point. All right, Lynn, get after it. "45 seconds on the clock. Wensleydale cheese sales spiked." I love saying that, by the way. Wensleydale cheese sales spiked after the successful short films about what two lovers have said cheese. "30 seconds. Short films that were very successful. They loved this cheese, and the sales spiked. Does anybody think they know it? Okay, good. I hope you're right. I hope your guess ends up being right. 210. What do we got? It is Wallace and Gromit. It is the first points for the day go to Alex. We're looking for Wallace and Gromit is the correct answer. It is a terrific guess. When you said you had a great guess, I was in my head going, oh, I hope that means what I hope it means. Question 4. Yes, and Team Lynn is on top right now. Which song did Elton John perform following Princess Diane's passing? Do you guys know Princess Diane? She's a little less popular. Same cause of death. Princess Diana's passing. 45 seconds on the clock. Good job, Harry. It is Wallace and Gromit. Hey, Princess. Let me know if I get a little too yelly. But I'm just energetic today. I got a nap. That's it. That's all of the story. No, she's a national treasure. 3, 2, 1. I'm still standing. The bitch is back is a great guess. It is, in fact, Candle in the Wind. Well, it seems to me you live your life like a candle in the wind. You're welcome. Question. Oh, no, I didn't show you that I got the correct answer. Candle in the Wind is the answer. Question 5. The bitch is back is starting to, it's really hitting me how funny that is, Seth. I'm going to give you a full point for that. Question 5. What's the capital city of New Zealand? 45 seconds. What is the capital? Capital. I don't know why I put capital city. What's the capital of? Fridays historically are a more popular night than Saturdays, but I would say lately it's kind of been a coin toss. We're just between like 10 to 15 on all of them. But I've had just the last 2 texts I've sent or like invites have not gotten great response from people. They're just not responding back. Yeah. Right, let's hope they go out to bars, then everyone gets COVID again, and that way they can come back to trivia. 210. Correct, Kiwi City. Auckland, no. Christchurch, no. We are looking for Wellington. Wellington. I'm so happy about all the questions, but Twitch had that pretty hard. They got it. Fucking Twitchers. Fucking Twitchers. Question 6. What canal in Egypt finished construction in 1869? It's basically the Egypt Canal. It's one of like the 3 canals on the planet anyone can mention. I like that so many people are just playing with their not muted. They're just playing with sound on right now. If anybody accidentally says the answer, I will yell at all of you. But Princess, I love you so much. Go ahead and throw your answer in the chat at 10 seconds left on the timer. Again, nobody cares. No one's gonna make you but pay. But that's why the reason people aren't throwing their answers in yet. They're waiting until the last 10 seconds, just so you know. Lynn, would you read the next one for me too? It is of particular interest to me to get you to read it. Let's see him. The OK Canal. What is that? The Nile Canal. Correct. You got it correct. In Egyptian, it's pronounced Suez. The Suez Canal. Lynn, read this. "45 seconds. How many strings are there on a cello?" Don't show everyone your answer on that whiteboard before the time's up. Yeah. You're vanish white. I'm pretty good. I should try writing something. Man, if that was in a script, you wouldn't have backed out. "12 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Everybody's got it in Twitch. Does everybody's got it? We are looking for 4, not 5, not 6. 4. Only 4, and they can do so much. It's basically your vocal cords. Question 8. Oh, for God's sakes, Doug, show the answers. Matt gets mad at me when he's editing, and I don't have answers up there for him to screen grab. Question 8. The longest shared border in the world can be found between which two nations? 45 seconds on the clock. Oh, really? How recently? And what was the category? It's classic trivia, I'll say that for sure. I usually write classic trivia when it's something I learned in like 5th grade. That's so funny that you're gonna start measuring borders because you were looking at a map. Oh, that seems to be the longest shared border in the world. What are the two countries? Oh, yes. Yes. Does anybody want to make up a question for question 9? Because Doug didn't write something. That's hilarious. We'll go straight to question 10. Let's see it. India and China, Canada and the US, Russia and China. We were looking for Canada and Mexico, weirdly. No, Canada and the US is correct. I have to show that. And we're going to skip to question 10, and I'm going to see if I can figure something out for you. Question 10. What is the powerhouse of the eukaryotic animal cell? 45 seconds. What is the powerhouse of the eukaryotic animal cell? Basically, the powerhouse of the cell is... That's right. Oh, before... I mean, yeah, no, I guess it probably was high school. I feel like I've been hearing that for so long, I assumed it was 5th grade when they said that. Yeah, I never retained it for the test, but what I did retain stuck with it. By the way, if anybody has a hot lead on some coconut water that's not $70 for 30 ounces, I am looking. Costco. Mac, well, that's a good answer. Let's see him. It is the mitochondria. And I'm going to go ahead and just go to the first question of round 2 and see if I can figure something out for another question before the end of all this. Oh, pose your question. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Give you a point. Great question. The next question, although it's not on the screen, is name the musical that won the Pulitzer Prize for drama. Yes? Did I get that right? Is that the question? All right, 45 seconds. Name the musical that won, the first musical that won the Pulitzer Prize for drama. Do I get to guess? Oh, man. Whew. All right. D-Girl, I love that so much. Everyone's getting angry at one of our participants who just keeps writing the answer early, which, so I keep saying put it in at 10 seconds left. Princess, don't worry about them. You do whatever you want. The fact that you're here, you have a free pass. But also, make sure you follow. But also, if you don't follow, we're going to hate you. All right, let's see your answers. All right, let's see. We've got Les Mis. We've got Mitochondria again. That's good. We've got The Color Purple. We've got Rent. I would have said Les Mis, but because Sarah did, I'm going to say Hamilton. Of Thee I Sing. That's how that happens. All right, question 1 of round 2. I assume Chris is just in with us in his in his thoughts and prayers. Myopia is the scientific term for which condition? Oh, wasn't entertained. Myopia, 45 seconds, is the scientific term for which condition? Alexandra, I'm going to assume you know the next one, and I'm going to have you read it if you want to read it. Okay. This is a random, I think you're going to know it. I could totally be wrong, obviously. $210, what do we got? Blindness isn't gonna do it. Blindness in one eye, no. Somewhat, some eye shit is correct. Nearsighted or short-sighted is what we were looking for. Nearsighted, short-sightedness. Yep. All right. Sure. Yep. You oh, that's funny. that's hilarious. You're so myopic, which is always an insult. I agree in conversation, but of the eyes, which is why I didn't write myopic. I wrote myopia. All right. Sorry, Alexandra, you ready to read question 2? I know that about you. You're very good at that. Go ahead. $45 seconds. That was just a full-on guess. Do you know the answer to it? There it is. What is the name of the three-headed dog in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone? I do know you feel badly about that. Your lower back's gonna be in pain by the end of this. That was a coin flip. Half the people on the planet know the answer to this. None of them are here. Also, you know a lot of stuff. Twitch is on it. Let's see it. Yeah. Cerberus is the best guess. Precious is great because it is fluffy. I love that I'm going to give you a third of a point for getting the irony of it. The answer is fluffy. Yeah, Cerberus is what I would have definitely answered that with. Question. Yeah. Greek mythology, guards, Hades, Cerberus, classic three-headed dog. Question 3. In most traditions, what was the wife of Zeus? Who was the wife of Zeus? 45 seconds. In most traditions, who was the wife of Zeus? Back to your Greek mythology. Lynn, you got this one? Yeah. I was actually really good at Greek mythology. That was a weird... I didn't do well in any class in school ever. I did well when like we did mythology. Yeah, it's totally fun. Yeah, that's true. We've had that whole conversation about how I like fantasy now, and I didn't realize it until later in life. 3, 2, 1. Twitch on it again. No separation. Yeah. Hera. The answer, Antarctica. I love that joke so much. Question 4. In Battlestar Galactica 2004, what group was created by man as cybernetic workers and soldiers? Well, Alexandra, that's why I didn't ask you this to read this question. I was going to ask Sarah because I knew she would know it, but I started reading it. Well, for the people who don't watch Battlestar Galactica, it's a very hard question. to all the people who are like, I don't fucking know. What are you kidding me? It's a for you, very easy question. Anybody want a half point for the next question? Sarah? 10 questions, 10 seconds. Three, two, one. What do we got? Yeah. Ooh, Cybermen. Nope. Cyborgs. Nope. Cylons. Yes, they are the Cylons. Sarah, read me some question. "45 seconds. What is the smallest country in the world?" Thank you for that. Give yourself a half point. I've never let people keep their microphones unmuted, but you have yet to like spill the beans. So I'm so happy. If you guys can keep doing it, I'd love for everybody to keep their microphones unmuted until people get too loud. Someone's phone's gonna ring, then someone's not gonna hear my question and yada yada. But for now, I'm digging it. Smallest country in the world, 10 seconds. Again, everybody on it on Twitch. What do we got? Yep. Djibouti. Which is, I love how you spelled that. I believe it's a, isn't it like a D? It's a DJI, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. And the answer is, of course, Vatican City. Djibouti is the best answer, and I'm giving you 1.5 points for Djibouti. Question 6. What famous soccer player hails from the island of Madeira? What famous soccer player? You know what? Bonus half point. The island of Madeira is part of what country? What famous soccer player hails from the island of Madeira? Chris, you on this one? Or are you listening to music and on the phone? Bring them on. That's the way to host. Let's see them. What do we got for answers? Nailed it, everyone. Pele, no. Pele, no. Okay, thank God. I started to think it was Spain. It is Ronaldo, and we're looking for Portugal. Portugal, Madeira is Portugal. But Ronaldo is the answer. Anybody want a half point? Pud or Chris? Pud, go ahead. "45 seconds. Down syndrome is usually caused by an extra copy of which chromosome? We're looking for... Oh. Oh, God. Okay, good. Thank God I got that right. I actually was a little worried I got it wrong. My science, like, scary science meter was going off. What do we got? Right. So everyone wrote X or Y, which is what I got real scared. I wanted to make sure was not correct. The answer is 21. So that's why I just wanted to make sure, because I remembered when I wrote it, I was like, I gotta clarify that, and this is the moment until now I hadn't clarified it. So 21 is the answer. Good job, Princess. Good job, T-Girl. Question A. Yep. Ooh, I love this question. I'm gonna have 2 points to this question. For 2 points, what's the name of the only remaining Grand Duchy in the world? Great question. What is the name of the only remaining Grand Duchy in the world? Grand Duchies are places, not people. Some that are no longer, I guess, would be like Liechtenstein, I believe would be like those old-timey places. What is the name of the only remaining Grand Duchy in the world? And if you write Liechtenstein, you're wrong. Harry's on it, T-Girl's on it, Princess on it. Let's see it. Poppy, Seville, Indica, Netherlands, all great guesses. Luxembourg is the answer. We were looking for Luxembourg. Which leads me to believe everyone on Twitch is cheating, because they all got it right. I'll give you a full point. You were the closest one to getting it right. Question 9. The Los Angeles Dodgers were originally from what city? Sometimes I love sports questions so much because the people who know think, Jesus, this is as dumb of a question as the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica question. The O. That's such a, I hate that question so much because I feel like that's giving away, just know, you'll know if you're right. What was the, oh, how about this? The Dodgers were called the what Dodgers? That's the question. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad I could do that for you. All right, let's see him. Yep. It's Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Dodgers. We were looking for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And Chris, do you want to read a question? Be the last chance. Everyone gets a half point then. There we go. What is the 15th letter of the Greek alphabet? You can do it. If you work your way, it's not as hard as you think. I tell you what, use the other alphabet you know, and then figure out what the Greek version of that letter is. Everybody's doing so well tonight. After this, give me your tallied scores going into Wayla. Last night's story was terrific, he said, trying to remember his story. Oh, it was about a copy of a newspaper called Le Soir during World War II that some rebels replaced with a fake satirical version of it they called Faux Soir, right in the middle of World War II when they were occupied by Germany. And it was terrific. And then the question was, what was the name of the... All right, we've got Omega. Everybody, Omega is the last one, but it is the O. Omicron is the only correct answer. Omicron is the O. Omega is basically Z. Alpha, Omega, beginning and end. Twitch, if you're around, Rebus puzzles are basically just visual puzzles. The idea is, this is Wayla. What are you looking at if it's your first time? And the Rebus puzzles, the blue circle is a framing device. It is not part of the clue, but basically you are going to be asked, it's going to stand for a common word or phrase, and this is a visual clue to get you there, yada, yada, yada. 45 seconds on the clock for round 3. And this is the shittiest part is, this is a tough one, I think, too. Because it's not a particularly common phrase. The reason I did the Rebus puzzles I did this week was because I had so many I hadn't used, and I was like, just use them, Doug. You went through all the effort of getting them. Little coconut water, the last of it. That's like some water pouring ASMR in my ears. 7 seconds. Sarah, do you think you got it? All right, that's fine. You're lovely. Let's see it. Yep. Yeah. It is. Oh, touch up. I'll give you a point for that. You're out of touch. You fell out of touch is actually what it is, but you are out of touch. You fell out of touch. Those are both accurate. And I'm gonna give. I can't say touch up is wrong. So good job. Next. 45 second. I like this one. This one's just good old-fashioned, simple fun. Hey, Lynn, welcome back. We're doing Rebus puzzle number 2. Pud, you on this one? You on this one? You got it? Cool. With Michael Keaton behind you, the light doesn't know what to do, so it brightens your face so much. It blows you out so ridiculously. Also, people on Twitch are like, why is he saying with Michael Keaton behind you? Just fucking great guy. All right, let's see him. Trapeze. Trapeze. Trapeze is the answer. Good job, T-Girl. Next. 45 seconds. Alexandra, you already get it? Wow. Nice. That was fast. Bravo. I mean, if it ends up being right. Bravo. Either way, the confidence alone is worth a bravo. Okay. We'll get you there. I've got 24 hours next week to get you there. Lynn, have you heard about the 24-hour? Oh, okay. Stick around for a little bit. Let's see him. Oh, it is Tutti Frutti. Tutti Fruit Tea. Tutti Frutti. This is a long one and terrific. 45 seconds. The long ones are almost easier. This one's more fun, I think. Oh! Oh, I'm so excited for that. I would let everybody do it all the time if it weren't for fucking Cyrus just like needing to talk. Let's see it. I couldn't. He gives me too much money. Yep, it is. The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire. The Empire. What? Thank you so much. The Empire Strikes Back. I'm just waiting for people to get this one. I believe Pud had the right reaction. "13 seconds. Princess is gone. Yeah, T-Girl's got it. Let's see it. No. Yo, no, it is. That's a good one. It is Back That Ass Up. Back That Ass Up is correctly at Bull's Spine. Well, then give yourself a point for being argumentative. 45 seconds. What game is this? This isn't... What's that? This game? Or... Oh, I've never played this game. Ever in my life. So I would have to learn how, and then play this game. Let's see your answers. It is, I honest to God don't know this whenever I see it. It is backgammon. It was on the, I think, the back of a chess set I had growing up. Never knew what I was doing, and I'm not gonna start learning now. I'm too old to learn new things. All right. Back to Rebus puzzles for the rest of the time. Just for Sarah, I did this one trick where I went out of Rebus puzzles and then came right back for the rest. Harry, if they're ever in town, I'd like to play them. They can teach me. $12 seconds. Five, four, 3, 2, 1. Let's see it. Hey, so many people got it. It is backyard patio. Backyard patio. Sorry, I was making sure. I was like yard patio. That's weird. Now, if anybody gets this, actually, somebody's gonna come up with like a fine answer. But if anybody gets this, the full answer, I'll give 3 points. This is the hardest one, I think, to get the right answer, quote unquote right. I respect that so much, Lynn. They're just trees, Lynn. They can't feel anything. Let's see it. I don't actually believe that. Reverse lineup, backup line, back lineup, reverse lineup. Believe it or not, it says line up in alphabetical order. Yeah, we'll call everything you say correct. Because I hate that one so much. $45 seconds. Oh, I wish I always had everyone unmuted so I could hear the reactions when they get stuff. Well, we're gonna find out. $0 seconds. Let's see him. Harry got it. Any answers? What do we got? Jose. It's no way Jose. Well, what'd you think it was? A gas pump. Yeah, that's out of out of curiosity, when you use a gas pump, what do you think connects the gas to the car? Magic. No way, magic, eh? I actually don't like this one, I'm realizing right now. Hey, Tara showed up just to say hi. Hi, Tara. We love and miss all of you. We love and miss the top half of you when you sit on a couch. Tara is off shooting in Utah. She'll be there for until next week. Let's see it. Yeah. Income tax bracket. Oh, I like income gap too. High income tax bracket is what we were looking for. Guys, we're going to talk about rock music. In the early 90s, in 1994, the video game industry got their rating system. That was basically a way of saying we wanted to make sure that the children of the time aren't being affected negatively by media. But that was nothing new, right? We have the MPAA rating for movies that replaced the Hays Code before that. MPAA was 1968, 1930 was the Hays Code. Comic books in 1954, I think, 56, 58, one of those, I think. The Comics Code for comic books. Grown-ups have been telling children what they're allowed and not allowed to watch because of how it might affect them since the beginning of the puritanical times that we've lived in, but especially over the last 100 years. But there's this little blip in the radar, right? Music. What happened is in 1985, up until that point, anybody could make music about anything and you just decide if you want to watch it. Parents parented and said, this isn't good for my kids. But in 1985, some wives of some Washington elites, cleverly named the Washington Wives, the elites were a realtor, a city councilman, a senator, and the U.S. Treasury Secretary. And those four women came together and said, hey, we would like to affect everybody's freedom of speech for whatever reason. And they said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to create a list. We're going to start a committee. It's called the Parents Music Resource Center, PMRC. And we're going to create a list called the Filthy 15. And this was middle of Reagan, so everybody was like button-ups and shit like that. Very waspy and all that. So they created the Filthy 15, mostly hair bands, songs and different artists that were that talked about violence or sex or drugs or all of those things they don't want talked about in music that kids might listen to. The record companies actually agreed, which totally shocked the Washington Wives. So they went to their husbands and said, hey, we don't want to win like that. We actually want all of the pomp and circumstance of a Senate hearing, and you have the power to make that happen, but we want to basically have our names in spotlights as this thing we're going to win anyway. And they said, okay, dear, let's do it. So they did. And they had, they were backed financially by Mike Love of the Beach Boys and Joseph Coors of Coors. And they actually had the committees are ridiculous. The Senate Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee had a hearing about this issue. What they called porn rock, against porn rock. What a clever title to get people on your side. So they brought in a bunch of people in favor of the change, but then they brought in music representatives, and they chose 3 people very specifically. They chose the lunatic Frank Zappa, they chose the ally, John Denver, and they chose the Neanderthal, Dee Snider of Twisted Sister, one of the people on the Filthy 15. First, Frank Zappa comes up. Everyone's like, this guy is crazy. No way he'll make any sense. Whatever he says is probably going to be like burn down the building or something. That's not what happened. See, right before the hearing, he said something pretty crude, and that was one of the guys in charge of setting up this hearing. His wife was not one of the Washington Wives, but a supporter of the Washington Wives. And he said, Frank Zappa said in an interview, an extra blowjob here and there, and bingo, you get a Senate hearing. So that was pretty rock, but also like just like a terrible thing to hear if you're trying to have this hearing. And they were like, we're bringing out the big guns. Let's bring this guy. He's going to say some terrible stuff, make him look awful, and yada yada. Anyway, when he gets there, he ends up looking brilliant, right? He talks about first off, one guy goes, this is voluntary. And he goes, oh, okay, how do you see that happening? He goes, well, like the movie industry, you have to do this, this, this. And if you don't, then yeah, I think people would support the government stepping in. And he said, that doesn't sound voluntary. Basically, the way everyone took it was, sure, is a nice music industry you got there, be a shame if something bad happened to it. So that was like this threat, and he was backed into a corner, and he reacted, but he mostly kept his cool. And he basically said in his statement, it's his understanding that when it comes to the First Amendment, the least obtrusive, is that the word I'm looking for? Restrictive is the least restrictive is the policy you choose when it comes to the First Amendment, when it's an issue with the First Amendment. So he felt like the PMRC was the equivalent of curing dandruff by decapitation. That's what he said in the Senate hearing. I think we can agree, lunatic Frank Zappa was not. Then came John Denver. And John Denver sat down and they go, this guy's gonna be an ally of ours. He's country western, he's folk music. He's gonna be an ally. The first thing he says when he sits down, he says, let me be clear. I am not for censorship of any kind. I hate this whole thing. My song Rocky Mountain High wasn't allowed to be played at many radio stations because it was believed to be about drugs, because it was Rocky Mountain High, which is not at all what the song is about. And then he said, I believe that a government suppressing its people starts with censoring written and verbal word, and then he starts listing, the Nazis did it, and every powerful regime that suppressed its people, even currently, and he said it's un-American. Ally, I think we can agree, he was not, to the senators at least, ally for the rest of us maybe. Then comes Dee Snider, and they're like, okay, this guy can't string together sentences. Look at him. He's got the hair, he's got the jean jacket vest, he's got the tight pants, he just looks very Dee Snider-y. He shows up, and he says, first off, I'm a teetotaling Christian, and everybody's shocked by that, and they go, well, what about your songs? And he goes, what about my songs? I don't sing about sex. I don't sing about drugs. I don't sing about alcohol because I do not partake in those things. I sing about personal freedom. I sing about having a good time. I sing about investing in yourself and rising up out of the ashes. And they said, well, what about your song, Under the Blade? Here's the problem. Under the Blade was brought to the Senate committee as one of the senators who was presiding over the whole thing, his wife read the lyrics and said it's about sadomasochism and bondage. Well, after hearing that, Dee Snider comes up and he goes, our guitarist, Eddie Ojeda, just went into throat surgery and we wrote that song for him. Reread the lyrics. Fact is, if she read sadomasochism and bondage in those lyrics, she was looking for sadomasochism and bondage. It got a big laugh from everybody in the audience. Neanderthal, I think we can agree, he was not. So, what happens? Well, a couple of days before the hearing, as I already told you, record execs all said, we'll put a parental advisory sticker, a stamp right on there. We don't care. And then it goes to the hearings and say, we're going to do it anyway. Everyone said the music industry won. Everyone said the court of public opinion is that you shouldn't have to do this. But the record execs, out of fear of the government, still said, we're going to put a parental advisory sticker on it. The Washington wives got what they wanted, but what they didn't expect was the results of what they wanted. Anything from that point on, 1985 on, that had a parental advisory sticker performed better than similar records that didn't have the parental advisory sticker. They sold more copies because of it. And the music industry, who hated them for it, became more outspoken anti-government and the anti-establishment, anti-suppression of freedom of speech. So they ended up speaking out a lot more about it. And in the mid-90s, the same exact thing happened as a result from video games. Starting there, M for Mature became the highest sellers because of things like Mortal Kombat, which was the first reason that, and Night Raid or something, but those were like the things that were brought in the mid-90s. And then in the mid-90s, humiliated at the pure failure of the practical nature of what they decided to do, the Washington wives just said, we're done being an organization. And the PMRC disbanded, and that's the story of how you got the parental advisory sticker, but also why it doesn't matter. The crazy thing is, one of the main arguments from all of the artists at the time was, if you just did it per song, there's no reason to do it for the whole album, the whole cassette tape, whatever it is. Just do it per song. And now, when you look at Spotify or things like that, they will have explicit content on one individual song, which the whole music industry agrees is probably a good idea. My question to you is this: that senator running the hearing, whose wife was looking for sadomasochism and bondage, was the Tennessee senator, U.S. senator, from 1985 to 1993 before he got another job. Who was that senator? 45 seconds. Alexandra, out of fear you may say something, I'm going to mute you. 30 seconds. Why are stories about history? That's a great question. Historical stories that I ask questions about, why are they about history? Yeah, everything's a picture of you when you were younger. Let's see it. Yeah, not Bob Dole, great guess. Not Lindsey Graham, great guess. Not Ted Kennedy, no, it is Al Gore. He would become vice president. He was the senator from Tennessee from 1985 to 1983 with a score of 31.5. I have to assume, Pud, you didn't somehow lose first place by being the only one who got the story question correct. A big round of applause. Big round of applause to Pud, everybody. And also, now that you know the answer, I hope some of you at least went, oh, okay, I maybe could have gotten that, because I said he got a different job, and that was the clue. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for your support as we try to grow this experience. It's totally in the script to say that. It doesn't make it any less true for all of us here at Trivia Ronin. I'm Douglas Larlem saying don't be shitty, and I hope you learned something.